So this year, the Eastern Conference has showed me that it's basically wide open. There's no definitive team that is going to be ruling the Eastern Conference for years to come, unless Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown take this humongous leap. But the team that right now, when healthy next year, that has the best shot is probably the Brooklyn Nets.
I think that's completely wrong.
You think so?
Nah, I don't.
But
Keep going.
they have the best. They have the best duo out of any team in the Eastern Conference: Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So, do you guys think that they can make the finals next year?
Do I think? Yes, because they have the talent. They have Kyrie, KD, Spencer Dinwiddie. They have Karis LeVert. They have Joe Harris. They have their bigs, Jared Allen, DeAndre Jordan. So they have guys. I think that first year though they're not going to make it. I think everybody's got to gel first. I think it's going to be the gel year, the year everybody gets it together. KD's still got to get his rust out. Kyrie got to learn how to play with each other. And then I think the next year is going to be like, all right, we had our fun first year. Let's rock out. I still believe in Boston next year. I still believe in Boston next year. The way they're taking the leap, I can only assume and hope that Jaylen Brown and Tatum take that next big leap. And then they'll be able to compete with Boston. I'm not saying Kemba's better than Kyrie because he's not. I'm thinking they're like right here. You got Jaylen Brown. He's better than everybody not named KD and Kyrie. Jason Tatum is also better than everybody not named KD and Kyrie. So I think that's going to be like Boston and the Nets are going to be like, of course, in Milwaukee, they're just going to be jockeying for the position of next year. But yeah, I think
Milwaukee to make the finals.
Oh no, they're just going to be winning 50 to 60 games next year, okay. And then make the finals. I don't know if Giannis comes back with a jump shot. Hell yeah, but I doubt it. So we'll see.
Are you betting on that?
Hell no, I'm not betting on that one. But yeah, I got. Can the Nets win the title? Yes. Will they? I don't think they'll win it the first year though.
What about you?
I'm a Net fan, and I'm not a Net fan who's out here.
Do you think? Never mind.
I'm not throwing.
That's his own thing.
You'll ask that later.
I'm not throwing the parade yet because there are certainly hoops that the Nets got to jump through before they can be a title team. And the first thing is this offseason, which Sean Marks has done an incredible job with this team, but I am so nervous getting through this offseason because all the talks have been what they're going to do to improve the team. I don't think they need to do anything. I think they have a really solid core there.
I think so too.
And I think it would be really short-sighted to trade for a guy like Bradley Beal. There's not enough basketballs in the gym. He doesn't bring anything defensively that you don't have already, and that's not what you need. It would just be making a move for a star's sake.
That definitely is a Drew Holiday grabbing move.
I think a Drew Holiday would be a game changer for you guys.
I would like a Drew Holiday move.
A guy who can defend and score and also create for others. I think that would be the guy you need to take the weight off Kyrie in the backcourt so he can play defense. He can also guard wings too.
Yeah.
So
I just don't want the Nets to give up too much to get a name. Like, I think that I would be okay trading Spencer Dinwiddie because I think that he is the odd man out of that group of guards and Kevin Durant, who is essentially a guard when he wants to be, just because he's such a good isolation scorer. And he can distribute, but he is mostly an isolation scorer. I think he would thrive somewhere else. So for nothing else than his own sake, he would be the guy that I would be most willing to get rid of. I don't think they need to make a move, though. And so I think getting through the offseason is the first step in them being a championship contender. And I think you made a good point. Do I think they can? 100%. Do I think they will? That's a much different question. I want to say yes because I'm a Net fan. But, a lot depends on what Kevin Durant comes back as. If you can get him at 75, 80%, he's still one of the best players in the league.
Keep trying to tell this guy that.
No, yeah, but not Luka though.
Oh my!
I would still have Luka, bro. I love Luka.
Kevin Durant at 90% is better than everybody on earth except LeBron.
Yeah, the good thing about Kevin Durant is like if it was a Russell Westbrook or a Giannis,
he's done.
His career is over because they rely on athleticism. But Kevin Durant could stand on the court with his feet tied together on the wing and still get you 20 points a night. Like, he just scores in his sleep.
I'm just imagining that right now.
As much as it's a joke, it's really not that ridiculous of a thing to say because he has such a deep, extensive bag. He is just a born scorer. So, like, I'm not that concerned about his athleticism because I know he can get his.
KD Trey.
And then, the health is obviously the big concern. Like, can KD stay out there?
Kyrie, too.
Kyrie stay out there because we watched what happened this year. When he was out there, he was arguably the second or third best point guard in the league healthy.
Sure.
And the question is, can he stay out there? I don't have as many questions about like the team chemistry and KD and Kyrie, like can they coexist? I definitely think they can. They made the decision to come here and play together. Clearly, they think they can work together. I'm not going to question that, but the health is the biggest concern for me.
I'm a Nets fan just like you. I do think we have a shot at making the championship. I do think we can win, but like you said, our two core guys are injury prone. Our third player that's supposed to be that guy, Karis LeVert, is also injury prone. I like the team. I like the way the team is set up. I like Kyrie Irving at point guard. He's a great scorer. You got Kevin Durant, who's a great scorer. I want to resign Joe Harris just so that he's that, he can stretch
his
the floor.
contract is
he's a free agent.
They need to bring him
and
back.
I think that he's going to have a lot of suitors, and I don't think it's out of the realm that he could leave, but who knows. I like our two big man duo with DeAndre Jordan
I have a
and
question
Jared
about that
Allen.
when you're done, too.
They protect the paint. They get rebounds. They block shots. I think this team is constructed well. I agree with you. I don't think we should trade for like a Bradley Beal type of player because, like you said, defensively he doesn't bring anything. He just brings more scoring. There's not enough basketball for the three players. My biggest concern for the Nets is just injuries. I mean, it's kind of crazy that your top three guys who are the top three best players on your team are all injury prone.
And that's
Kevin
the good
Durant,
thing with the depth. Like
exactly.
That's why you don't want to give up a Dinwiddie or a LeVert
Exactly,
because the
you know,
games.
we're Nets
Kyrie's going to
fans.
miss 20
Exactly,
games.
exactly.
30.
He's gonna miss 20 games.
Wow.
You need
you have
somebody to
that guy
carry the
Spencer
load.
Dinwiddie who's a very reliable starter. So like I said, my concern is just the injuries. Do I think this team can gel? Yes, but I mean we'll have to find out.
I think you go first.
I just have a quick question. All right, so you guys are talking about trading Dinwiddie, right? Are you more comfortable with walking in with the lineup with a big man like Jared Allen or DeAndre Jordan, pick your poison?
They both do the same thing.
Or are you comfortable with trading Dinwiddie for a small ball four?
Who can
a stretch
defend?
Four. Yeah,
they have Torian Prince, though.
He sucks.
I know that was a joke.
He's hard.
If you could get Atlanta
Like a Aaron
Torian
Gordon?
Prince,
Yes, that's what I was expecting.
Atlanta Torian Prince
He wasn't
would have
bad.
been perfect for this lineup.
Well, you
but
guys made him take
stunk.
15 shots. So, I mean,
That's a good
you
point.
guys turned him into like the third scorer. He's not going to be good.
But he's relatively a good shooter.
Yeah, but you turned him into a guy
he's
who
not a
has to take-
34% shooter.
I mean, if he's taking like 8 shots.
No, he wasn't a guy. No, you had Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyrie, Karis LeVert.
Well, when Kyrie was down, it's like that's when he started taking
Joe
all the damn
Harris.
shots.
I think Joe Harris.
But would you be more comfortable with walking in with like an Aaron Gordon type guy, like a
Yes.
small ball five?
Aaron Gordon sounds ugly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
solid.
He's solid. He's solid.
Let
He's
me
not
try to
bad.
think of
Is it crazy, and maybe this is just me being delusional, but can Rodi Kurucs be a guy who can give you solid small ball
I don't even know who you
minutes?
just said.
Rodions Kurucs. How did you feel
I think
about
he's
his
too skinny
postseason
for that.
performance?
He played so
Oh,
good.
he played about the
he-
guys at the
he
bottom of
played
the
pretty
roster.
well in the
Yeah.
bubble.
Yeah.
He played pretty well in the
He
bubble.
played great in the
He
bubble.
really did.
He was awesome.
What about Dario
He was
Saric?
awesome.
You the Jonat Musa? We don't have Dario Saric.
I'm saying, like, would you trade for him like a guy like that, like a stretch four that can pop
it
out
would
and
be
hit
a
the
good
three?
fit.
It would
he
be.
could shoot.
Yeah.
He could defend.
Just get PJ Tucker.
PJ
That-
Tucker.
honestly,
He
that
would
wouldn't be bad.
literally be
But then
perfect.
that's
That
a
wouldn't be
6'4"
bad.
center. You don't want that.
6'5".
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, I don't want.
Just put him at the 4.
I
You
don't
can put
like
KD at the 5?
the idea
No,
of
put KD at the 3. You
small
got
ball.
Jared Allen starting.
I'm saying because the league is transcending into a small ball league, and Jared Allen and DeAndre Jordan are great defensive bigs, but they offer virtually nothing on offense except for lobs. And Kyrie isn't a guy
Putbacks.
who's gonna throw a lob, and neither is KD. Those are move out the paint. I want my ISO. So would you be more comfortable trading Dinwiddie for like
A person
maybe
who
a
can stretch the floor.
Vucevic type
What?
player,
Of
a guy who can
course.
stretch out?
Yeah.
I think
Vucevic would be
Dinwiddie and Allen in a pick for Vucevic, that would put you guys pretty far.
That'd be
You still
amazing.
get
That's
to
not
keep
a bad
LeVert.
That'd be
deal at all.
amazing.
That's
And he
like
can
a
really
guy
shoot
like-
lights
yeah,
out. He's
that's
got
what I'm saying. He
post
can
I'm
game.
in
shoot.
on that.
Like a guy
I'll
like
do
that, a
that.
guy who can stretch out, shoot the 3 because that Allen down low.
And honestly, no team really loses out on anything. I mean,
well, I mean,
Orlando gets Spencer, Jared Allen.
They have Mo Bamba too, so I think they want to.
Yeah,
bad.
exactly. And they're kind of
We get
stuck
Vucevic.
right now. Like they're like that
anybody who can
solid-
shoot and stretch the floor fits the net system.
yeah.
Dinwiddie's people are gonna want him. So I'm saying that would be because they also need a point guard too. So
Yeah.
You know that I'm all in on small ball. I love the idea of it. But the reason why I don't think it fits the Nets is because I think their personnel is good enough to win without it. Because the reason why the Rockets, they had to go small ball is because you couldn't pack the paint with Westbrook there, even to an extent with Harden. With Kyrie and Kevin Durant, it's not much of a problem because they're probably going to be getting most of their baskets on the perimeter. And
What do we think of Steve Nash?
I like
I'm
that.
still. I don't want
I
to
have
say
a hot
anything.
take about Steve Nash.
Oh,
kinda like
shit.
it.
Hot take. Hot take.
My hot take about Steve Nash is I think that he gives me Steve Kerr level.
I was gonna say the
Vibe.
same thing.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
he's gonna
That-
thrive for you guys.
That the way that Steve Kerr shocked all of us, I think Steve Nash is going to do the same thing. He gives me that feeling of Steve Kerr, how good he was as a coach.
Me too.
That's what I feel about
feel like
Steve
we're gonna have
Nash.
the best
I think you need a
offense next year
coach.
in the
I think
league.
Nash is the type of coach who's very nonchalant, very calm. He's not going to yell at you. He's not going to be all in your ass. He's the guy who's going to talk to you and really treat you like we're on the same level.
Yeah.
That's what Steve Kerr was. He'll sit down with you. Oh, Jesus Christ. He'll sit down with you, talk to you. You know, he's not going to sit there and yell at you. He's going to say, yo, look, this is what
Strengths
you need to
and
do.
weaknesses.
Yeah, and you don't need that Greg Popovich in your ass coach sometimes. Sometimes you just need that calm, cool, collected coach. I think that's what Nash is going to be. He fits that for KD and Kyrie.
I think offensively, we're going to be just fine. I think we're going to be a top
I think
5
you'll be
offense.
top
It's
five,
just
yeah.
defensively, I'm worried. I
don't think you'll be top 5 because you won't be healthy enough. I think you'll be
That's
like
fair.
8, 9.
Given that, but I'm just nervous defensively. You know, Steve Nash or even the last Kenny Atkinson. The Nets aren't really a defensive oriented team. So, and I also kind of think that we don't have the personnel to be a really good defensive team.
No, definitely.
I
we
agree with
definitely
you
do
when
not.
you said you got Kyrie Irving. It's not really that good of a defender. You got Caris LeVert. He's just an average defender. Joe Harris can't
I
really
think the
defend
size just
anybody.
helps him.
You don't know what KD was a good defender, but
Very
you don't know
good
what he's going
defender.
to be now.
Exactly.
with
So
the Achilles.
that's a big
Who are
question
you?
mark.
The question mark with the Nets is going to be who are you when a guy is getting a bucket? Who are you going to put on him to stop him? And you guys don't have a stopper.
We don't.
That's why I said Drew Holiday was a perfect because he
That's an
can
amazing-
stop
wings.
the guy.
He can stop
Anybody,
wings, guards,
except
yeah.
for the center relatively, but he can stop somebody. So that's going to be tough for you guys. But you guys can also get a bucket with any team in the
exactly.
league.
True.
So it's
But
going to be interesting
defensively,
to
it's
see.
just worrisome.
The
I
Nets.
like the Steve Kerr comparison. That's the guy he was in the building with
Mm-hmm.
in Golden State where he really got his start in front office outside of basketball.
Him and Katie and Steph played golf together.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like my first gut reaction was like, we went through this with Jason Kidd. Why are we
Yeah,
going
me
back?
too.
But then when I thought about it, like Jason Kidd, as much as he's considered one of the greatest point guards of all time, and deservedly so, he was never known as this great communicator
At all.
Like a lot of the stories that you hear about him off the court are not great.
Not
Steve
only
Na-
that, but Jason Kidd, when he was in Brooklyn, he had kind of an unprofessional reputation.
Yeah,
He always got
exactly,
DUIs. and stuff,
Realistically, I'm
getting
gonna
into
be
trouble.
honest. Also, the team wasn't like
yeah.
It wasn't that good.
100%
it was a
agree.
good team. It was a playoff team, but it wasn't a championship team.
100% agree. And Steve Nash is a guy who, correct me if I'm wrong, I've heard nothing but good
he's
things
a great
about him
guy.
as a leader, a person, a communicator. And that's what I think the most important thing is because, I'm sure you guys saw it the other day, the video of Steve Kerr talking to Steph Curry in multiple different games where he was just talking him through like rough stretches. And the way he communicated with Steph and got him back on the right page is, I think, exactly what you need for guys like KD and Kyrie.
Definitely Kyrie.
And there's stories about Steve Nash that I think each game he would high five his teammates like about 150 to 200 times.
I love
his
that.
godson is your man, your guy, RJ
Barrett.
Barrett.
RJ Barrett, yeah.
That's his godson.
It's gonna be horrible when they play him. He's gonna game plan for Barrett so
He
well.
knows exactly how he plays too. That's crazy. Nah, Steve Nash is a great hire. I like that. That's definitely the guy you needed to go into the future. And if you don't win, life. At least get there.
Yeah.
And the other good thing about like beyond being good now with KD and Kyrie, I think that just getting those two guys in the building made you a player.
Yeah.
Like they had the Paul Pierce experiment, but they
Didn't
were
work
still
out.
kind of looked at as like a joke.
You didn't have a
speaking
KD
frankly.
talent, yeah.
And sometimes you need to be willing to give up a good, solid culture for talent because talent wins in this league.
Yeah,
and
no,
and
don't-
even if you don't win a championship with this core, you made yourself a location that guys are going to look at when their
Yeah,
contracts
don't get me wrong. I love D'Lo. Shout out to D'Lo, one of my favorite.
Really
D'Lo.
good
But
player.
he helped you
Facts.
guys get to where you needed
Yeah.
to get.
Exactly.
And he deserves enough credit. He put y'all on the map, got you guys the fame, all that, and now you guys have KD and Kyrie. Shout out to D'Lo though.
Hello, guys. You just watched a clip from Pick a Side. If you like our content, please like and subscribe and share our content across every platform. It helps us grow. Thank you for watching, and see you later.